I mean, I would check because you're also 40. Like,
No, she's checking.
I have to go to an ortho right now because my hip is all fucked up, and that's just from getting old. And
Yeah,
I'm not. And I'm only 32.
That says one of the youngest people of the podcast.
The youngest. She's the baby.
Welcome to the Purgatorious Pig Tavern podcast, the Craft Beer and One-Shot Dungeons & Dragons podcast. I'm your GM, Scott, and we will go around the table and introduce everyone who's playing today.
I'm Eric. I'm here playing as Rick Rolger, and I'll be playing as a special character, Brad, today.
I am Cole, and I will be Randy.
And I am Christina. I will also be playing as two characters, my regular Marlowe and a special character, Chad.
Rick and Marlo, you come downstairs to find Mithoris cleaning up around a passed out Randy on the bar top.
Oh, check it out. You got a Sharpie?
Mithoris points at him and just goes, Can you do something with him?
All right, where's little buddy?
Little buddy's upstairs. I'll come grab him. He comes downstairs and taps Randy on the shoulder.
Whoa. What's going on here? Where am I? Whoa. I was just on a mountainside. What is going on here?
Mithoris looks at you and goes, You passed out at the bar again, man. You got to stop doing this.
That makes sense. Yeah. For some reason, when I pass out on this bar, it just brings back memories. I don't know what it is, if there's something magical about this bar, but sometimes when I'm drinking a lot, I get into my own feels, and this just seems like the best place to be.
Being this is not the first time you've passed out at the bar, Mithoris goes to the back counter and reaches for some beer and pours everyone a round of beer to jumpstart your day. She pours out The Wolf by Three Sheeps.
Ooh.
Splashed myself in the head on that one.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. So I think it's worth mentioning that this is the Wolf aged in 18-year Elijah Craig barrels.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Three Sheeps Brewing is a small craft brewery out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin, focusing on honing their craft to make the best possible version of the style that they're brewing. They brew everything from Belgian styles to lagers and even a line of hard seltzers, so it's an incredible feat to be able to accomplish that goal. Get all those styles the way that they want them. Three Sheeps started in 2012 when, like most breweries of the era, an aspiring home brewer made the next leap into production brewing. They quickly grew out of their 300-gallon starter brewery into a much larger space down the road in 2017 into a former Coca-Cola factory. The new space has a 10,000 square foot tap room and a 30,000 square foot production space. One of the more interesting series of beers that they do is called Explore Wisconsin. Wisconsin has a rich cultural history, as you guys can tell us about, and it has many destinations to explore. The idea was to use a picturesque photo of a Wisconsin destination submitted to their website and use that photo as the can art / label, and the beer is then brewed in an attempt to capture the essence of the place that it was. Three Sheeps also has a barrel aging program that is the core of what they do. Their barrel aging is up there with some of the best in the country. They even have a barrel society with varying levels of membership, but 2025 is sold out, so better luck next year. Today's beer is one of those, The Wolf, which is an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels. It's one of their most sought-after Three Sheeps beers. They brew once a year. This one is special. It's the 18-year Elijah Craig barrel, so this should be really interesting. And the name is The Wolf because it's a wolf in sheep's clothing, as it's an easy drinking, roasty stout aged in bourbon barrels coming in at 13% ABV, but not tasting or feeling like it. Cole, this is one of your top tier beers, and I'm going to start calling them top tier as opposed to like top 10, because that way nobody can get called out on like, this is a top 5. It's a top tier beer for you. It's in your neck of the woods. Have you been there? Can you tell us more about this place? Educate us.
So I don't know how much history or anything I'm going to give you, but back in 2013 or 2012, 13, and 14, I spent a lot of time up in Kohler in the Sheboygan area, working up in that area at the time. And we spent a lot of time at Three Sheeps. There was a lot of people that really enjoyed their tap room and going to that location that they had in Sheboygan. I think that's the original one that was mentioned, which is funny that they say, or that you mentioned in the summary and the information that you saw, they say they moved into a much larger tap room. That tap room wasn't a slouch. It was a great space. They had 4 or 5 dartboards. They had pool tables. I mean, you could probably pack a couple hundred people in the original space. It was very big.
Yeah, they had that slidey game.
Shuffleboard?
Shuffleboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in that brewery. And actually, you didn't mention it. I'm curious. I don't know a lot of the background. So if anybody adjacent to Three Sheeps or anybody from Three Sheeps listens to this podcast, please let us know, because I would like to know the history of this. But they actually rebranded in the last few years and changed how their cans and labeling and everything was coming across. I don't know if that was alongside the move or the transition to the new tap room. I say all this because I think they've really grown into their own. They've really grown into the brewery that they are today. And I think drinking this beer, I'll get into the beer a little bit more, but drinking this beer really shows the maturity and the advancement that the brewery has had. Because back in the early 2010s when I was there, it really felt like they were fun-loving. And not that that's bad, but it was kind of fun-loving. We're doing this brewery thing, making cool beers. Like the beer names are awesome too. My favorite one is the water slides. I love the name of the beer. It's an IPA, I believe, if I recall correctly. I haven't had really cool water slides. That's what it was. I think they changed it to water slides, maybe.
Taking everything I was going to say.
Oh, sorry. Well, but it looks different now. So they changed all their branding. It's more mature. It's more stylized. Not Three Sheeps literally going down a water slide anymore. It's a cool label. It's more of a modern label. Again, a little bit more mature. I think it shows the growth of the brewery really well. To come back to this beer, back when we were living in Colorado, we stopped by, I don't know if it was a Total Wine or something, not a sponsor. We stopped by a liquor store of some sort, and I saw that Three Sheeps had I saw the wolf, and the label is very, very plain, very straightforward. Picture of a wolf and a barrel on it. Says it's aged in bourbon barrels. The original one that I had was, I think it just said straight bourbon barrels, or it may have said a different whiskey. I didn't realize it was Three Sheeps, and I picked up the can, and they have the big Three Sheeps limited release on the side. I said, I got to have it. So I bought 3 or 4 of them and held on to them for a little bit, and then drank one probably after aging it a year, and it was phenomenal. I don't know if I expected that from Three Sheeps, because I didn't realize that they had this barrel program, or they had been doing this. I don't know if they've been doing it all along. It seemed pretty significant in the synopsis or the overview of the brewery, but just having this barrel-aged beer that's so fantastic from them was very sudden. I mean, I went into it expecting a good beer. I don't know if I expected a great beer. No offense, Three Sheeps, but I didn't know what to expect. Sometimes barrel releases are a little bit interesting. Breweries get creative, things like that. This floored me, and I was pleasantly surprised. I fell in love with the beer, and now every time I see it when I'm out and about, I pick up as many as I possibly can without taking them all for somebody else or hit the limit. So we have this Elijah Craig 18-year. We also have the chili pepper version, which I have a few of those, and we'll probably end up talking about on the podcast at some point. But today we're doing the Elijah Craig one. So cheers.
Do you remember them having a barrel age program when you were up there in the 2013 timeframe?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's why it surprised me to see the barrel aged, because I don't really remember that. Granted, I was about 21, so
Yeah, but you would have
I'm
also
not-
seen 13% ABV and been like, yeah, I'll take that.
yeah,
so
maybe.
Three Sheeps started their barrel aging program in 2015 with the release of Midnight Bourbon Imperial Black Wheat.
Aha.
There you go. Yeah, so any of the time that I was there, they probably weren't doing their barrel aging at the time.
The Wolf became their flagship barrel aged beer starting in 2017.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's fantastic. To kick it off, I won't describe every single aspect to give everybody else a little bit of ammunition, but I think overall, the taste is roasty. I'd say caramely, very smooth. It's on the sweeter side.
Yeah, it
but not
definitely
so
is.
but not so sweet that it is not drinkable. You know, you get some of the sweeter stouts, like a pastry stout or something like that, where you really only want to drink a quarter of it and you're happy after you've eaten dinner. You know, it's a dessert. I wouldn't call this a dessert, but it is on the sweeter side. You can taste the bourbon barrel aging a little bit. The alcohol doesn't come through a lot, but I can definitely tell. If I had blind tasted this, I could definitely tell that it was aged in bourbon barrels, and I mean that in the best way possible. It adds a really good texture to the flavor profile of the beer that I think really adds to the pop of the sweetness and the roastiness. You get that little bit of that bourbon on the back end, and I think it just makes the beer fantastic. So I'm going to give this one a 20 out of 20.
Very nice.
You do get the bourbon, but this is on the better side, as I've said before. Even for a lot of barrel aged things, you get a punch in the mouth of the alcohol. This one is definitely on the tamer side, as Cole said. This does tend to be sweet. The peppers used in this one are not overly spicy peppers to begin with.
I don't think there's peppers in this one.
My can has guajillo peppers.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you got the pepper one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so
I have a different one.
Okay, that's
All right, taste this.
This
Own
just
it.
became more interesting.
Yeah.
Now you got to share.
Yeah, now we get to share. Do your review of that one, then I guess we'll do the pepper one too, because
Sure.
Yeah, by all means.
I am now drinking the one without peppers. To be honest, I don't notice a huge difference between them. And I think that's because the peppers don't, at least to me, don't come through much, being on the lower side of the Scoville scale.
yeah, I taste a huge difference, but maybe it's because I started on that one.
Maybe.
So clean your palate
Mhm.
a little bit and try them side by side now. So this is going to get wacky. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, the cans are very similar. I probably should have mentioned that.
I was like, oh, we got two, perfect, because we only got two of us today. So
Yeah, in my mind, I pictured splitting, but because it is 13%.
Yeah, so the differences are on the subtle end. I think for the average beer drinker, you put the two of them next to each other, they're probably not going to notice the difference.
Okay.
It's a solid beer. You don't, as I said, they're smooth, but it is on, at least for me, on the sweeter side to my liking. This one might actually benefit from a slight more of the bourbon punch.
oh, interesting, because you hate that usually.
Yeah, I usually hate that, but I think this
Yeah.
one might benefit from it just a smidge, not a ton, but
Mhm.
maybe just a smidge more than where it's at. So I'm gonna give this probably, because I can only tell subtly the differences. I think I'd give both a 17.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you might. Oh man. So I see what you're saying in the differences. It's very subtle in the sense that the base of the beer is unchanged, and you can tell that it's the Wolf, which is really, really good. The fact that you have a base beer that is so good that you know what it is, that the differences are not as drastic, I think speaks volumes to the way that they brew this thing. I agree with Cole on how like it's very caramely. At least the Elijah Craig one is very caramely. It's very sweet. It's on the sweet side, but it is like the name is supposed to be a wolf in sheep's clothing, because you could drink that very quickly without realizing that it's a 13% ABV. But since
Definitely.
I started with that one and then tried the pepper one, the pepper one offered I think the pepper was the perfect balance of cutting the sweetness out without adding more bourbon flavor. I think that was like the perfect way to do it. And I'm a sucker for spicy beers, obviously, like you guys know.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that is like a mole stout or something that's like a Mexican chocolate cake. Like that is one of the best. It's one of the best stouts made with peppers that I've ever had. So like
High praise.
yeah, so if I could, I would rate that one a 21 out of 20. Like that is fucking phenomenal. So I'm gonna have to go 20 out of 20 on the pepper one and a 20 out of 20 on the Elijah Craig one, because it is a bourbon stout and you get all the notes of the bourbon. You don't get the burn. You get the sweetness of an Elijah Craig. It's not like a shitty bourbon, and it's just really good. Cole, you were right. This is top tier.
Yeah.
I don't want to say top 10, but top tier.
If you counted my top 10, it'd be like top 30 by now.
Yeah, yeah. So Christina, you also spent some time in Sheboygan, right?
Yeah, I lived in Sheboygan. I actually lived there. My license said I lived there.
Really?
And I was there for longer than Cole. So, yeah, I think I get more credit here.
For you? I was there for 2 years.
Yeah, I know you were not there for a full 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So your
Count it.
review counts the most.
996.
It was not 6. It was 3.
993.
993.
Whatever.
I moved to Sheboygan. It was for my first job out of college, and I was 21. So, like, obviously, moving to kind of a small, sleepy-ish town in Wisconsin was like kind of interesting at my age. There were really three cool places to go. There is Game Room Pub, which
No longer exists.
did close in about 2015,
Shortly
2016.
after we left here.
Is that like a barcade?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they
Exactly.
had like all sorts of gaming systems and games to play and whatnot. There was the 8th Street Ale House, which brewed their own beer and then also just had really great circulating taps. I think I've mentioned them before. It was the first time I ever had Dogfish had 120-minute on tap and Pliny the Elder, I think, on tap. So like they got pretty good beers there. And then the third was this local brewery that was just kind of picking up steam at the time, and that was Three Sheeps. And Three Sheeps to this day is the only one still standing, sadly. But let's see, just a little bit of my opinion here. I'm an IPA drinker, so at the time, again, 21, just really starting to develop my palate for IPAs, and Really Cool Water Slides was one of my favorite go-tos. Talking to the rebranding, they do now call it just Water Slides, but it used to be called Really Cool Water Slides. They were also the first beer that I had that with peppers in it back in 2015.
Which beer was that?
No idea.
No idea. It
Was it spicy peppers or just
It
peppers?
was the first spicy beer that I had ever had. It was a friend of ours. We were going over for dinner, asked if there was anything they wanted to pick up. They said they heard about Three Sheeps brewing this new beer if we wanted to pick it up. And we went over in there and did some beer tastings, and this was one of them. But, at the time, again, they were just such a small brewery that coming out with some really good things it was interesting just to see them grow in that short period of time. And then again, when we lived in Colorado, this was like 5 years later, all of a sudden seeing this beer out, nationally and still doing so well. It's great to see that coming from, a town like Sheboygan. So yeah, I also really loved this beer when I first tried it. I remember Cole opened it up and was like, "You've got to try this." Even though I'm not a big dark beer drinker, it's amazing. Cole and I are only drinking the Elijah Craig one, but it's good. It's more, I would say, like a syrupy stout than like a overly carbonated stout or anything. You definitely get hints of the whiskey barrels in it. And overall, just very, very smooth. Definitely agree. It's kind of a sleeper where it probably sneaks up on you because it just tastes really good and goes down really smooth. I'll give it a 20 out of 20.
So this is actually not, when I was doing the research today, I realized that this was not the first Three Sheeps I've had from them. I've had their other stout, the 15 and 2, which is the one with the cribbage board on the label. I don't think we got it from Beer Drop. I think it just showed up in our thing one day, and it was really good. I remember that being really good. So
Yeah.
it's
Hell yeah.
So Christina, you said you're 21. You're just developing your palate for IPAs.
Yeah.
At 21.
Yeah.
You're behind the curve.
Yeah,
I'm
behind
sorry,
or above or in front of.
I'm being facetious.
In college, I drank a lot of PBR, so that was what was the easiest to come by. We lived
Nothing wrong
in
with that.
no, my university had a 7-Eleven, and that was it. So it was kind of hard for us to get any real beer unless you knew somebody who had a car. So that's where, like, when I moved to Sheboygan and I lived down, like, walking distance from 8th Street Ale House, and 8th Street Ale House then was another, just down the road from Three Sheeps. It was just amazing. And then I also lived opposite direction, walking from Game Room Pub. So I just had really, really great access to good taste in beer, or, people who had good taste in beer and loved to talk about it. You sit at the bar, and that's honestly where I learned a lot about beer was, while living in Sheboygan, again, which is like most people only know Sheboygan from Home Alone. And
Yeah.
like it's a very small, it's a small town. It's like 50,000 people, but
Yeah,
it's a
not
quiet town. And
Also, I think 8th Street Ale House used to have 120-minute on tap, or at least I know they had it at least once.
So Dogfish Head did a tap takeover with them,
Oh, yeah.
and that's how they got that keg. And then they had a couple of them. There was a really great bartender that ended up leaving, moving to Madison. So in his last week, they said, go in and you can choose 3 kegs to put on the tap this for your final week here. And so then he brought out the other keg of 120 minutes. So they had it twice, but yeah, they had some really good stuff
cleaned
there.
them out.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, like, again, the people who worked there, the owners were just really cool. It was the owners, his stepson, who was probably in his late 20s, and his friend who brewed the beer. So their first 3 beers were usually their own, and then they had 20 taps. They also had a D20 there, Dice. So if you didn't know what you wanted, then you would roll a D20, and that would choose your...
So just like Armada?
Yeah, it was the first place that I also was a member of their mug club. It was so hard to get to be it. Well, it wasn't hard, but every year you would renew. And so there was one day that when the bar opened at like 4, they would open up anyone who had any numbers that hadn't renewed. So I remember leaving work early so that I could stand in line to get a mug to be a member of their mug club. And they kept track, once you had 100, you moved from a mug, like a ceramic mug, to a glass stein. And yeah, it was kind of fun.
Oh, once you had 100 beers?
Yeah. And they kind of tracked that. But anyway, so this has nothing to do with Three Sheeps. This is just Sheboygan. But again, they were the ones, like, they always had Three Sheeps there. So that was where I first tried it. And like, oh yeah, they're just down the road. And being 21, I'm like, wow, this tiny town has a brewery. That's so cool. And then you go there and there's just so much to do, so many games. It's just a great social center at Three Sheeps. I love to see their new place now because the old one was, again, just so well done for bringing people together, group happy hours and such. So anyways, I don't know how much of this you actually want to keep. I'm just kind of rambling. But
I saw online that they opened a Milwaukee tap room. Is that true?
Ooh,
Maybe.
I have
I
to
don't
check
know.
it out.
Three Sheeps Brewing, located in Triple Tap Room and Kitchen on North Ave in Milwaukee, right near
Yeah.
Looks like.
Must
Black-
be over by UWM.
over by Black Cat Alley.
Sheboygan Tourism is not a sponsor, but go visit.
Mm-hmm.
Go visit.
It's right.
Yeah.
It's like 3 blocks from Good City Brewing by the Explorium.
Oh,
Yeah, they changed.
Oh, yeah.
They changed the name.
No, that's not. That's the Explorer.
that's where we had beers before your wedding.
Yeah, so Good City was just recently bought in the last few months by the Explorium.
This is
Okay.
north of Milwaukee. This isn't. This is like up by
Oh.
UWM. This is our wedding. It was south.
So
in the
Three
third
Sheeps
ward.
is in like North Point,
Yeah.
in Milwaukee.
But the Explorium owns Good City now.
Yeah.
And the Explorium was
Right.
attached to the Pritzlaw.
There was an Explorium down there. But yeah, no, this is up by the this is like the real Good City Brewing, the original one before they opened in the Deer District. The first time I ever went to a Good City actually was there. But yeah, that's cool. I think we'll have to go check it out now that we're living back here. Again, like they come out with some really cool stuff. Plus, they have some really great flagships. So
So with that, Scott, what does it give us?
All right. So one last note: I looked up their old label and their new label.
Yeah.
Their old label is way cooler with the sheep sliding down
Yeah.
the slides.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that.
And
Why they changed
Really cool
that?
water slides. Yeah.
Maybe not the best marketing choice. Personally, the sheep going down the slides way cooler. But based on everyone's scores, the base beer is a 19.25, so that gets rounded up to a 20.
All right.
In general, guajillo peppers don't tend to have spice to them.
But they have flavor.
They do have flavor, so that's what gives it kind of the mole flavor. And honestly, I love stouts. I love pepper beers. I'm not a big mole stout person. I've had maybe a handful that I've actually really liked. This is fantastic. So I taste the peppers. I get a lot of the cinnamon. And actually, I think, Eric, you hit it on the head. The peppers and the cinnamon and the vanilla dial that sweetness back, and it makes it perfect. Like, it hits it dead nuts in the sweetness range. The other one tastes, to Christina's point, I think, tastes a little syrupy. Like, you can kind of get overly sweet, but this is just like the even keel that almost hits it perfect. Like,
Yeah.
I've had very few beers that nail the sweetness, and this is on par. This is 21 out of 20. I'd give it.
I mean, I want to clarify that when I said syrupy, it was more of a consistency thing. It wasn't a flavor thing.
No,
It
you
was
weren't
just
wrong. You're not wrong.
yeah.
I
You're
agree
not
with
wrong,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a beer that if you were to smash it like on the top, it wouldn't explode everywhere.
No, I mean, like, it was consistent throughout. So, like, they did a good job of making the whole beer homogeneous.
Homogeneous, yeah.
Homogeneous.
Homogeneous. Homie's a genius.
Homogeneous is how we used to say things in like middle school science.
No, engineers use it all the time.
No, but how we pronounced it
Oh, yeah.
versus homogeneous.
Homogeneous. I mean, the mole stouts tend to be earthier, but I think the peppers almost give it an earthy flavor to it.
Yeah, because mole stouts are like, they take all the bitterness because they put the chocolate in and the yeast eats all of the sugar. So you get the bitter part of the chocolate and then the little bit of spice. But like this did something different. And
yeah,
I don't know. It just was like, oh, yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. I agree. I really like this.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what this reminds me of, and it's weird because like it kind of reminds me of a cookie with the cinnamon and but like not like an overly sugary cookie by any means, but just like one of those nice little tea cookies. Like a cinnamon tea cookie is kind of what it reminds me of.
I can see that.
Just in the consistency of a beer. Yeah, now I'm going to say 20 out of 20. That's great.
We'll get a 19 and a quarter. That rounds up to a 20. Both beers get 20s.
Both beers get 20s. That's rare. I wish Erin was here so we could get her 5-point checklist.
She's going to give it like a...
She's going to be so mad. She's going to be so mad.
What, that you actually brought the pepper one? Or just in general?
No. We didn't know that we had two. That's why I brought them both.
After Mithoris hands you guys these beers, sees you guys enjoying them, she walks away and goes back to cleaning the tavern, leaving you guys to yourselves.
Randy, you cool, man?
Yeah, this high ABV beer is really getting me the hair of the dog, or the hair of the wolf, as I might say. It's so good. But, guys, I feel like lately I've really been kind of emotional. You guys would go to bed at night, and I'm just sitting at the bar by myself continuing to drink. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I keep thinking back to the past. I keep thinking about back when I was just a young Goliath. Me and my boys, we had to go through these trials when we were really young, and I don't know. I keep reflecting on how it kind of made me the man I am today, and thinking about how I'm with this crew now, but I used to have an old crew, and kind of just how life has progressed. Just doing a lot of self-reflection and a lot of dwelling on the past, a lot of memories. If you guys are interested, I might want to tell you guys a story about our tribal trials.
Laying on us, man. We're sitting here with a beer.
Yeah.
If it's gonna make you feel any better, ain't no shame in therapy, right?
I think I'd like to tell you guys about it.
Lay it on us, big man.
Go back in time and we join Randy with two of his friends, Brad and Chad, as they're wandering the woods of Mount Bullshires.
Bullshires.
As part of the initiation to the tribe Gainston. The way this trial works is there are two other groups of their tribe on the mountainside, and the goal is to collect the other group's flags by any means necessary other than killing them. Each team is given a sending stone to contact more experienced members of the tribe if they need to tap out.
What?
So a sending stone is a walkie-talkie, essentially.
Oh, okay. They're buttons?
It's just a stone that you can talk into. Literally a stone you can talk into. No buttons.
There are buttons?
There are no buttons.
It's just a rock that you just yell at.
Oh, sick. I get that now.
So we join this group as snow is freshly fallen, about a foot deep, covering and hiding its normally jagged terrain.
That's pretty deep.
The landscape is scattered with various cave entrances and tree cover, providing ample places to set up camps or ambushes. Randy has recently found a few tracks that may be one of the other groups.
How many groups are there?
2 other groups.
And we have to capture both of their flags.
Guys.
So we're playing capture the flag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Did you not read the information provided?
It's been a really, really bad week.
Yeah, talking about balls.
I didn't mention balls, but okay.
I got my balls ultrasonic earlier this week. That was funny.
Guys, look over here. I think I found some footprints, tracking. I don't know.
Oh, word?
You guys all morons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a moron too.
I know. I don't know what to do.
You idiot. I shove Brad into the snow. Call me a moron.
Dick.
I'm Chad.
What a dick. Sorry, Brad. I thought you were Chad.
You shoved the wrong ad.
You guys want to follow these footprints or what? We gotta find these flags, man. Where's our flag?
What color's our flag?
You can choose a color. It's on. You guys are carrying your flag with you.
What's the material?
Cloth.
I mean, while we're asking irrelevant questions, I thought I'd throw that one in there.
Well, yeah, okay. All right, let's follow these footprints.
All right.
Crunch, 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 crunch.
Randy, give me a survival check.
Ooh, survival. That's what I haven't done in a while. 5.
Oh. Can I do one?
Yeah, if you'd like to do one. Randy, you get about 5 feet in front of the party and you just lose the trail completely.
Hold on. Watch a pro. 21.
So with a 21, you are able to follow this trail, which leads to a tree line. As you approach the tree line, 2 individuals appear huddled around a fireplace. Randy, you recognize them as the twins, Tad and Thad. However, you're all confused as there should be a third member, but they seem to be missing.
Hey, Tad, what up, guys? Where's your third, man? Why are you guys just sitting here? Just the two of you.
So as you guys approach and you scream out to Tad and Thad, they recoil in a defensive position, and you see them holding a flag in their hands, and they go, he had to tap out. He just couldn't handle it. What do you guys want?
He used the walkie-talkie rock?
He used the walkie-talkie rock.
What color is their flag?
Their flag is orange.
Word.
Is it also made of cloth?
Theirs is latex.
Ooh, latex.
Now I want that flag.
I don't trust this, guys. I don't trust.
Are Chad and I, quote unquote, Brad, are we related to Tad and Thad?
No.
Not?
Nope.
Hey, listen, from one ad party to another, what say you lay down your weapons, join us, and we go find that third flag?
They're very hesitant, and they go, only one group can win. We can't join. And you see them clutch their flag tighter.
What's your guys' names?
Thad.
That's Thad, and I'm Tad.
I'm Brad, that's Chad.
Yeah, we know.
And I'm Randy.
We live in the same goddamn village. We know
That's
each
our
other
flag
here.
that you're holding there.
Why don't we
Well, we take that off our hands for you.
why don't you keep distracting him with dumb questions, and I'll do a stealth check to
You're not Marla.
exchange the flag. No, I got stealth.
All
It's
right.
the only thing I got other than stupidity and athletics.
Who's your mama?
Who's your mama?
My mom died.
That sucks.
Oh, dang. Sorry.
You know this. Why would you bring that up? Tears slowly start to roll down Thad's face.
Oh, Thad. No, buddy.
Buddy.
Listen, we're only here.
No,
No, go ahead. I was riffing so you could sneak.
yeah, I know. Can I roll? Can I roll my stealth?
You can. So
you can sneak.
Randy's boisterousness of just calling out as approaching stealthing will be very difficult.
Or sorry, sleight of hand. Sleight of hand, grab the flag and
will
exchange
also
it.
be
It's made of latex.
Yeah. So they are gripping it very tight.
How big is it?
It's a flag.
It's a flag. It's not huge. He's
No,
holding
there's
it in his hand.
There's all sorts of like flag. Is this like a flag from like?
I'm gonna take like a little bit of my bedroll from my pouch and just try to like sleight of hand switch them out.
Okay.
You're gonna Indiana Jones it?
Yeah.
While he's holding it. Okay.
While he's holding it, yeah. I mean, real quick, because we're getting him all worked up, so he's a little distracted about what's in his hands.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check.
You're gonna Indiana Jones it.
Get ready to roll for initiative.
I was gonna say, guys, we need to check the trees around us because I don't think their third actually left.
Yeah, he's probably aiming at us.
Give me a perception check. While Chad gives a sleight of hand check.
Chad builds a
I need to figure out how to roll.
Builds a
these
makeshift
things.
flag out of the bedroll. I got 13 perception.
Ooh, 7.
You guys do a quick glance of your surroundings, and you don't see anyone in the tree line at all.
Well, I rolled a 5 for stealth. So,
Oh,
All right.
or sorry, sleight of hand.
Roll for initiative.
Chad, as you go to try and pull the flag out of Thad's hand and swap it with another piece of cloth or something, you gently brush his arm
that's
in a
well,
very awkward manner. You
In a
see
very
him
sexual manner.
jump back and pull out his axe. We will be rolling
That's what he pulled out.
initiative.
Oh, sorry, man. I didn't mean to. I tripped.
This isn't where I parked my car. Oh, damn it. It's going to be a long day.
What is? Oh, I rolled a 9.
I rolled an 8.
I rolled a 3.
Ooh.
Oh, why are there 3 of them? Where's Randy?
So as Thad jumps back and pulls out his axe, he takes a swing at Chad. Does a 10 hit Chad?
No. Nope. 10 misses.
Tad moves next to Chad and swings as well.
Dude, what's up? It was an accident.
Does an 11 hit Chad?
Nope.
They both swing and miss wildly. That will bring us to you, Chad.
Well, since they're right here, I'm going to.
Aren't you a bow?
I have dagger. I have a dagger.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're close, you can use your dagger, or you can potentially take attacks of opportunity to get some space to use your longbow.
I'm gonna try and just dagger Thad.
Okay.
Shank him.
Why do we kill or like try and attack and take down our neighbors for a game of capture the flag?
These are the trials.
Them's the bricks, kid.
All right. 8.
And 8 misses. Are you going to stand there? Or you're going to try and get some space, even with the risk of attacks of opportunity.
Why do I get to move again?
So you haven't
You can
moved
try.
yet. So you can try to move to gain some space. So then you can use your bow next turn. But they'll both attempt to swing at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna move back a bit.
They both take swings with their axes and will both miss. That will bring
Fortunate for you.
us to Brad.
Rage!
No.
Rage.
I run up to the first one. I rage.
A rage.
And I swing my axes at him.
So you'll get to swing one axe this turn because your bonus action is to rage. Next turn, you can swing both axes.
With rage?
Yeah.
Sick.
So you rage once and then you're in a rage state.
Rage!
Rage.
13.
13 hits.
Nice.
So you're going to roll damage and then add an additional 2 damage because you're raging.
9.
With the swing of your axe, Tad drops to one knee and drops his axe out of his hand, belaboredly breathing.
Can I step on his axe?
You can.
Step on the axe.
All right. Randy, you're up.
Rage. I'm going to run up on Tad.
Yeah, so Tad's on his knee, barely hanging on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Tad. Hit him with my my axe. Where's my? Oh, I have a great axe too. Dang, what's the difference? Great axe is 2-handed.
Great axe just does a smidge more damage, but your battle axe is what's equipped right now.
All right, hit him with the battle axe. Oh, almost a 20. That's 14.
How do you want to do it, knowing that you can't outright kill Tad? How do you want to knock him out?
Nut tap.
I want to just take him with the handle of my battle axe. I want to just hit him on the head like a donk. Dunk.
All right.
With the butt of the battle axe handle.
All right. You have knocked out Tad.
Come get some, Thad.
That will bring us to Thad, who will run up on Randy and take a swing with his axe. 20, I believe hits.
That misses.
Yeah. You're going to take 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage.
And that will bring us to Chad.
Since I'm a little further back now, I'm gonna try and take my longbow and I'm gonna go for Tad.
So Tad's knocked out, so you're going to shoot Thad.
Yeah.
Unless you
Right.
wanted to be a dick and shoot someone who's unconscious that you're not supposed to kill.
You could do that. Let's fuck around and find out.
No, I'm okay. I just confused the names for a second. Sure.
When you get a ring on the rock phone.
18
18 hits.
and a 6 damage.
You catch Thad with one of your arrows, and it catches his side, and you see him breathing heavily, but he's still ready to fight. Brad, you're up.
Thad, don't be a hero. Just give us that flag.
It doesn't look like Thad's wanting to back down.
You leave me no choice. Ooh. Point of inspiration.
All right, use that point of
It
inspiration.
was a 2. It wasn't anyone. Bad.
That's one swing of your action. Because you do
sweet.
have your bonus action to swing your second hand axe.
19.
That hits, so it's going to be 1d6.
Plus 4.
Because you don't get the +3 in this case because it's your secondary hand.
Oh.
So you get +2 though, 1d6 +2.
6.
How do you want to do it?
Poor Thad.
Swing at him, sweep the leg, and judo chop, and he falls over, passes out.
So you
In
guys,
the throat.
Chad snags that flag.
Tad and Thad are passed out.
Brad snags it.
Oh, Chad snags it.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
It's like a bad Dr. Seuss thing.
Oh, I do? Cool.
you guys leave Tad and Thad in a pile. You see their sending stone start to glow,
Oh, okay.
almost like a beacon signal.
Can we tap it?
Yeah, you can tap it, and you hear a voice come over the stone like, "Hello, what's going on? Everyone okay?"
Tad and Thad need to get extricated. Over and out.
All right, just leave the stone. We'll come pick them up. Thanks.
Word. Over out. They
So-
didn't say over and out.
No, the stone stopped glowing. At this point, you guys realize it is getting late and probably should find a place to set up camp that is more hidden than this open tree line. Randy, you know the area the best. There are some caves heading north and up the mountainside a bit.
Yeah, guys, it's starting to get a little late out, so do we want to go and pitch up campsite in one of these caves? There's probably 4 or 5 within a decent walking distance that we could go and hunker down in. Do we want to go and head that direction?
I don't know. Do we? Yeah. Fucking yeah. Let's go.
I mean, other than that, or we could keep going. We could go and try to find that other flag.
Let's get some shut-eye. Get a long rest.
Dude, we
Heal up.
gotta climb up those trees. Otherwise, who knows who's gonna find us?
Yeah, I mean, the cave, you can almost see that cave there in the distance, so let's head up that direction.
You guys start heading up the mountainside a bit. Randy, can you give me a survival check?
Survival's what I do. Survival. Come on, it's so cool. 21.
You do find a small cave entrance that does go back about 30 feet. However, as you look a little bit closer, it does seem to be a den for some large bears and probably not the best place to set up camp.
Well, we found this cave. Do we want to use this cave considering it looks like a bear or some kind of large animal might live here? Or do we want to consider maybe trying to find another cave? I know there's another one. If we continue north another few hundred yards, or Goliath footprints. What are you guys' thoughts?
What?
Chad and Brad.
North.
Okay. You don't want to stay in this one?
No, there's fucking bears here.
There might be bears. I don't know if there's any bears here, man.
I mean,
It
we
looks
are
like there could
technically
be. but
beasts, so
We are beasts?
yeah, we're non-humanoid creatures.
The objective is flags.
Flags.
That was inspirational. Let's continue on.
Randy, give me another survival check to find the next cave.
That was the best one I'm going to have all day. Best roll I was going to have all day. And survival. That's really what I do. 7.
With a 7, Randy, you start to become disoriented climbing farther north up the mountain. As you step, your feet become uneasy and you find yourself slipping on the jagged rocks underneath the snow. About 10 feet away, you trip one more time, catching your laces. And as you fall, you trigger a small avalanche that quickly engulfs the team, sweeping them down the mountainside.
Goddamn
Oh.
shoelaces. What the fuck?
After what feels like an eternity, you all hear a loud crash as you find yourselves in a cavern.
Oh, all right, cool. Is it warm?
Whoa.
Everyone give me a constitution check.
19.
Dang. 10.
7.
If you rolled 15 or less, you're going to take 2 points of damage from the fall.
Damn.
You guys are able to begin gathering yourselves in the cavern and assess your surroundings. You see a small pond on the south side of the room you're in.
It's not frozen?
It is not frozen.
Hmm.
Along with what looks to be makeshift beds and some gear. The walls do have torches, providing just enough light to see, but not enough to really illuminate the room. You see an entrance to the area on the east, and after a few moments, you smell a foul odor hit the party as you all notice a pile of picked over carcasses.
Cool. Cool.
I think I might have wanted to take that bear cave over this current situation.
What kind of carcasses are we looking at? Are we looking at like animals, humans, other humanoids?
You assess the carcasses, and they appear to be a mixture of deer and other small game.
Well, at least they're not.
Okay. We're giants,
At
so
least they're not Goliath carcasses.
Is there a rake?
There is no rake there, but as you rummage around, you do find a handful of spears and some large tufts of fur throughout.
I mean, usually femur bones are pretty durable too. We can grab some of those.
Is there a giant cauldron anywhere?
No.
No.
Did we lose our weapons?
No, you guys have your weapons still.
Yeah.
We're just looking for other things. I'm just saying.
Femur bone.
I don't know. It could be useful, right? The femur, isn't that like the long bone in your leg or your arm?
This is like me when I find a
Like-
fastener. I'm like, this fastener could be used for something. Then you end up with a drawer of fasteners.
So is there a door at the back of this thing that we could?
Not necessarily a door, but you see an opening in the cavern. So there's an entrance in the area to the east. So you see this opening in this room that heads east. It looks like some sort of tunnel system.
You guys want to go down that way away from the stanky ass carcasses?
Yes.
I mean, but the carcass area looks more comfortable.
We'll drag them cots.
Yeah, I mean, I love sleeping on top of a bunch of bones. How comfortable.
Fine, we'll go the other way.
You guys start to head through the tunnels. After about 30 minutes or so, you find an amputated arm that is covered in fur, and it looks like it was freshly lopped off.
All
Cool.
right, guys, weapons out.
See, this is like the same as finding a bear. Should have
Yeah,
just
you
stayed in
don't-
the bear cave.
You don't know how many bears are back there. At least we can reason with this thing. Maybe.
Reason with what? There's an arm on the ground.
I'm going to pee on it to mark my territory.
Okay.
Someone done lost an arm.
I need to give you a perception check.
No, you can freely pee on it. It's a free action to pee on it.
You're gonna
Yes,
free on,
yes, I
pee on
did.
the arm?
Oh, yeah, right. That's a thing with this species, right? We just like to pee on things.
I don't think that's what the species. That's just what.
I don't know, because Randy likes to pee on everything,
Yeah.
on all of our missions. So since we're now with Randy, I guess. Sorry. I'm
You-
having sort of an out of body experience here. Am I Marlo? Am I Chad?
You're not Marlo. You're Chad. You need to embrace the pee because that's what the boys are doing. So all three of us proceed to pee on the arm.
Awesome.
We could have used it for food, but it's okay.
The pee or the arm?
Both.
Food.
Food and drink.
I said food, not drink.
I got some granola bars in my survival kit.
You guys continue to travel down the tunnel. About another half hour or so goes by, and you start to feel the chill of the outside start to hit you guys.
Okay.
As you crest this tunnel and you see the first sign of moonlight, two creatures approach the entrance of the cave you're about to exit. You can tell they're humanoid in nature, but with very canine features, such as an elongated snout and very sharp teeth. Their fur is matted and tangled. One of them is missing an arm, which you probably figure out you guys all just peed on, and is holding a spear.
Sucks.
The other has a longbow strung already with an arrow notched, ready to let fly. You see them both lean their heads back and let out a howl. Roll for initiative.
Can we howl too?
What's it called again?
Ow, ow.
Woo! Oh no.
Aroo. Aroo. 5.
5.
Jesus. Chad?
Jeez, I'll carry you guys. 19.
Chad with the big roll.
I'm going to just make a judgment call here, and because we had a 4-way tie with 5.
Sick.
Oh my gosh.
I'll
You want
make
to
it.
re-roll?
No, I'll just
No.
change on my side.
Let me see what my re-roll
This is
would
the
have
best
been.
roll I've had since I rolled Rozier.
Yeah, you're right. I would have rolled worse.
For
Glad we got that
character.
out of the way.
All right, Chad, you're up.
That's you, Christina.
Oh. Right. I'm going to take my longbow and go for the armless dude that we just peed on. And I got a 15.
15 hits.
7.
All right. You catch him square with an arrow.
Yeah.
You see him begin to labor to breathe a bit from that arrow.
Hmm.
Catches him square in the
Puncture
chest.
lung.
Got him.
Brad, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to rage.
Rage.
Run up on the guy with the bow and arrow, not the one armless dude,
Yeah.
and swing like fucking hell. Rage. 16.
That hits.
Oh, sick. For this one, I get max damage. 6 plus 3 is 9 plus 2,
Yep.
11.
You wail on this guy.
Yeah, fuck him.
Fuck him.
You catch him square in the chest with your axe.
Do I know him?
No, you don't know him. You catch him square in the chest with your axe and you see him breathing heavily.
Do I know him?
Randy, you're up.
All right, I'm going to run up to the one-armed guy, swing my battle axe at him for 13.
13 misses.
Dang.
The one-armed creature pick up his spear and turn towards Brad and swing at Brad.
Fuck off.
18
It's
for 7, but you are raging, so you're only going to take 3.
rage. Can I do Stone's Endurance?
You can use your reaction and do Stone's Endurance as well if you'd like.
Stone's Endurance. Fuck yeah, 11.
You take no damage.
Eat
11?
a dick.
Dang, dude.
The creature with the bow back up away from Randy. So Randy, if you want to take an attack of opportunity, you can.
Yeah, I will. 23.
23 hits.
6.
As this creature is backing away, you see it start to limp, really reeling in pain, but it does back away from you and it pulls its long bow back and lets loose an arrow at Brad. That is a natural 20.
Oh, dang. Brad.
Brad.
Angry Brad.
For max damage.
Can I do Stone's Endurance?
Shit.
No,
No.
because you can do that once per short rest. So you are going to take 14 points of damage.
Damn.
You are raging, so you'll cut that down to 7.
Oh, okay. Sick.
Luckily,
Yeah,
luckily
rage.
you're raging.
Yeah. Rage.
Rage.
I feel like I just like smashed a surge.
Yeah, I can see that.
Surge.
Chad, you're up.
I am going to. Who's the guy who just took the headshot?
Brad took the headshot.
No, I mean, was that the one-armed guy or the two-armed
Well,
guy?
the one-armed guy probably won't be very good at shooting a bow.
All right, we're gonna go to the the two-armed guy.
No.
And
Shoot the one armed guy because I'm wailing on the 2-armed guy and he can't shoot a bow at me.
He backed up from you. That's why.
How far did he back up?
Like 20 feet. You're gonna run up. You can run up on him.
No, that's fucking fine.
Then you can take another swing of opportunity once he tries to back away again.
Oh, can I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually mixed that up. It should have been Brad who had the attack of opportunity.
Yeah, it should have been
not
Brad, but
Randy.
he was right next to me. He was diagonal
That's
from
fine.
me, so
Yeah, so he
I
got
don't-
an attack of opportunity. He was just the wrong person.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my longbow and I'm gonna go towards the two-armed dude.
Okay.
15.
15 does hit.
Barely. 9.
How do you want to kill him?
Right into the neck.
You let loose an arrow, and the arrow catches him right in his jugular, and the creature holding a bow dropped to the ground. Randy, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna battle axe this guy right here. One arm man. 15
15 hits.
for 5.
Still standing, though. Brad, you're up.
Am I still in rage?
You are still in rage.
Rage! All right. I run up to one-armed man, and I judo chop. 15?
15 hits.
Sick.
A lot of 15s.
7. And I judo chop again. 24?
24 hits.
8.
So you swing your axe,
Twice.
whirling around like a dervish, and you hit this creature twice with your axe. You see it drop to one knee and drop its spear, looking like it's on its last leg.
Cool.
This creature picks up its spear, lets out a loud howl, and lunges its spear towards your chest. 19.
Hits.
3 points of damage.
Still not dead.
And that is its turn. Hold on. Yeah, its turn.
It.
Chad, you are up. You see this creature making a last-ditch effort to stab Brad.
Longbow.
And bone.
I keep forgetting when you say Chad, it's me. 19.
How do you want to do it?
Chad is
No,
crushing it.
what? I just rolled. I haven't damaged yet.
The creature has 1 HP. It is impossible for you to not kill it.
I mean, I could. Yeah, that's true. But just for the fun, I just rolled a 9 of damage. So, you know what? It's gonna be. Oh gosh, I don't have a lot of good stuff with my longbow. I mean, I already hit him in the heart, so he's just been, going at it. Arrow in the heart.
All right.
Maybe straight into the eyeball.
All right. Yeah, this is
The
like
left side.
It's like
Cool.
a scene from Mortal Kombat. You see the arrow pierce this creature's left eyeball.
Fatality.
Its brains shoot out the back of its head.
Swirls around 3 times, and then Randy yells,
Fatality.
and it falls over.
As the creature falls over, you guys hear shouting coming from the distance, and you recognize it as voices of some of the elders of your tribe. As they approach, you recognize one of them as Elder Vlad.
God damn it, really?
Vlad.
Oh, come on, man.
Who approaches you guys and says him and the party traveling with him rushed over when they saw the avalanche start. And glad they did, as a small warband of gnolls, the creatures you were fighting, were quickly enclosing on this location. They were able to head them off and stop most of them from getting here. He surveys the area and says, well, it looks like you guys were able to handle your own with these two. And at this point, looks around and asks, what happened? How did the avalanche start?
Well, we found a cave, and there may have been a bear in there, so we decided to continue north to another cave that I thought I knew where it was, but I got lost and then tripped on my shoelaces.
So he's converting to Velcro now.
Cowboy boots.
Therefore, we find out in the future that he only wears Velcro shoes.
Vlad just shakes his head.
Origin story.
Randy, how many times have we told you, double knot your damn laces?
I know. I'm sorry.
He is visibly upset that you've put Brad and Chad's life at risk based on your tomfoolery.
Brad and Chad rock.
The elders need to convene to see if you guys can be considered passing this trial, given you've been able to defeat the gnolls, even though you didn't collect all the flags.
We got 2 flags.
But follow us back to the village.
Yay.
What? We gotta get the 3rd flag.
I feel like this is a trick.
And with that, we time warp back to Randy and Marlo and Rick and the tavern.
Damn, bro, how old were you when that happened?
Oh my god.
Well, Goliath years don't operate like your years. So, with respect to your guys' years, probably 15.
That's a
About
ripe
15
old
years
age.
old.
So you're becoming a man.
Well, they have the trials when we're 15, about that time. For you, it's kind of when you guys are hitting adolescence, and they have the simple trials. They're not violent or anything like that. It's just kind of a fun game to teach us survival tactics and how to track and fight others. It's loose combat. As we get older, we have more trials that do get violent, and these were some of the simpler times. But those were my buddies. I haven't seen them for a long time, but thanks for listening to the story.
Dude, that sounds fucking awful. Why don't you go grab yourself another beer and fucking actually chill out after that moment of reflection?
Maybe some water too would be helpful.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of the Purgatorious Pig Tavern Podcast. Please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast from, and be sure to follow us on social media. Don't forget to visit our website, www.widgetywidgets.com, for more information and for our merchandise store. If you want more of what we do, please consider subscribing to our Patreon channel. We currently have 2 tiers. The first tier gets you a roundup and rating of all the beers we had during the episode that were not part of the review. The second tier will get you that and just the beer reviews from the episodes. If you found us through some of our non-D&D content, you can subscribe to this and get just the beer reviews. Sign-up bonuses for all paid tiers are in work, and new tiers are expected to be added soon. And as always, we appreciate any feedback from listeners, good or bad. Drop us a line via the contact page on our website, or email us directly at thepurgatoriouspigtavern@gmail.com. Thanks again, and cheers.